Hi there. Today I'll guide you through the procedure on how to perform ICP or inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectroscopy. I'm doing my samples and it will be helpful for you as well to follow the guide and do your samples as well. So first things when we come into the lab is so we can start with either, but I put my samples here, turn this instrument on, opened the gas cylinder, made sure the gas level is around 120 or more than 100, set the gas, double click and open this instrument which says, it depends on which company or which instrument you are using, but for this one it's Synergistics for ICP. Once we open it, we see something like this. The next step is to make sure that these tubings for taking in the liquid and taking out the liquid are set in their place. So I'll first set them up and show you how did I set them for the pump and inlets flows. So this is how we set the tubings in place, lock them up with this, and once we lock this up, we can start our first step in the instrument, where we can turn on the pump in the auto sampler. So this turns on this thing so that the acid can come in. The next step is to turn on or press flush button. And as soon as we press flush, this thing will start moving. So I'm clicking flush and we see so we'll give it some time and the acid will start coming in, and then we have the waste as well. So what's going on is that we have a nebulizer where the sample comes in, it automizes itself, and here we'll have a flame. I'll show you once we turn on the flame, because first of all we need to check if everything is working fine and the bubbles or droplets are coming in a specific manner. But yeah, it automizes, and based on that we can figure out which element we are going to detect in our particular sample. One step which I missed is that we need to click this so that this probes is able to suck in nitric acid. So now we'll see after some time the acid will start coming. So we see tiny bubbles of acids coming in. Looks like this is working fine, so we'll move to the next step and we'll turn on the plasma. So after some time the flame will come up, and it will take some time for the flame to turn on, and meanwhile the pump stopped, and once the flame turns on, the pump will also turn on and everything will start. And then we'll have to go through three different things, which is setting up the experiment, setting up the calibrations, setting up the experiment and samples, and starting the analysis. While the pump is running, we can go through this manual, which you can take a screenshot or find on the internet, is how to use the instrument. So first step is creating a method. Method means which specific way of analyzing the samples, or which specific samples you are detecting, and how you are going to set up your method. Try to take a screenshot of this and you can check that later. It's more technical details than I'm telling you here. The next step is to start running the instrument. So these are the guides to start running the instrument, and then once the instrument runs, samples analyzed, then we'll have to shut down the instrument, turning off the gas cylinder, turning off the pumps, turning off the instrument, everything else. So the flame is now on. Once the flame is on, we can start, and the instrument state is idle, we can just start by going to the analysis method. As I said in the manual, we'll have the method section how to create the method, but I have my method already created which I'm going to use. So I will just open this method file, and one of the method which I created was related to detecting lithium and sodium concentrations in my samples. So I'll select this method. Once I select the method, I need to make sure that I'll double check the method because I think I missed something. So going to my method, clicking lithium and sodium, double clicking it, it's turning on, it's there. Once it's there, going to the method calibration, we have 5 different calibrations. First one is blank, which is this sample, and then which is this sample, and then 1 2 3 4 5 different calibration samples. So we'll have to check that the concentration that we have made our samples in, the calibration units should be in the same concentration. So I'll put the concentration of samples as I made them, because this time I made new calibration samples. As we can see here is 0.279 and here it's 0.207. so I will change my dilutions according to that and I'll get back to you. So once I entered the concentration of my samples which I prepared as calibration samples and check the QCs at number 1 and number 5 after specific intervals, I'll just click save this method, then going to sample info and creating my sample name. So AS location is what we have here, the numbers, like here we see number 36, number 37. So I have 6 samples, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it starts from number 9 and it ends at number 14. So I will first write the AS locations: 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now I will just name them, which I have previously used. Now I will copy paste my stuff here and then save this as, I'll rename this file with the new date, which is July 24th 2025. After renaming, clicking save, so my method is done, my sample info is done, and the last step is going to analysis, clicking rebuild list. So this creates the list of our samples, and then changing this to our saved method or dataset. Take some time. So I have mine, I'll try to find it. So I cannot find that my specific method. It's usually here, but I'll go with the same dataset and I'll start analyze all. And once I click analyze all, it will start analyzing my samples, and it takes, depending on the settings, it takes about 3 minutes to measure one sample, 3 to 5. So if we have 6 samples and 6 calibration curves, it should be done within an hour or so. So as I said, making sure gas cylinder is set at correct settings, samples are carefully handled, the pumps are carefully set and pipes are carefully set, the analysis method, sample analysis and analysis are carefully done. Take some time to start the first sample. As we are seeing here, it's saying analyzing all and it's saying initializing optics. It will take some time and then it will start. So our first calibration sample is being measured, it's being analyzed, and at this time we can click results, open up the calibration curve, so it will give us real-time calibration data results and tell us if we are doing the calibration correctly or we have prepared the calibration samples correctly. And also I would open the data viewer, in which this is the previous one, so I will clear previous one. So this is the data viewer in which I will get concentrations of my samples, which later I'll use for doing my calculations. Okay.